Good Friday morning, you guys. My name is Carrie Irwin, and I'm one of the teachers from Yoga State, and I'm really excited that TRIMco has made this possible for us. So a big thank you to TRIMco. And I'm going to just take you through a 30-minute yoga class. If you do have a block at home, you might find that you want a block. If you don't have a block, a big book or something that you can use, actually water bottles can also be great. So just something that you might be able to use to bring the floor up to you. And I just really hope you enjoy your practice. I've created a practice that's going to be pretty active. We're really going to get our juices flowing this Friday. Coming into a comfortable seat. That can be on your shins, hips to heels, or you can take easy pose, whatever works for you. And then if you are comfortable with it, close your eyes. If that is not comfortable, take your gaze about 2 to 3 feet out in front and just start to settle in here. And just take a moment to get centered. It's a Friday morning, the weekend's ahead. Maybe some of us have a work day to get through, and this is a great way to get your day started. So just check in with the body. See if there's any familiar aches and pains or something new and different. Maybe something feels better today. Just notice the body for a moment. And then bring your attention to the breath in the body. Just notice your breath for a moment, checking in here. And as you're noticing your body and you're noticing your breath, typically we have thoughts and feelings that come on board. So now transition your attention there and allow yourself to notice just whatever it is you're thinking and feeling, and try to notice this without a judgment of it being good or bad. Just notice, where am I starting my practice mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally? And then whatever you've noticed, let it go. Just kind of release all of that and bring your attention back to your breath. We're going to just practice deepening our inhale, so a nice deep, full inhalation, and deepen your exhales, deep, full exhalation. You don't have to go to the deepest one you've got right off the bat. Just slowly start to deepen the inhalations and deepen the exhalations. And as you inhale, try to feel the crown of the head growing a little bit taller. And as you exhale, feel your seat sink into the floor or the prop beneath you. And if there's an intention you would like to set for your practice, I invite you to do so. It might be something positive that you want to cultivate for your Friday. And if you're not feeling that, just make an intention to try to stay with this breath that we're cultivating here. Let's take 3 more deep, full breaths. And then after your 3rd breath, you can blink the eyes to open, sitting up nice and tall. We're going to start our practice by moving our spine through every plane it is able to move through. So inhale, reach both arms up over the head. And as you exhale, take the right hand down to the ground and reach the left arm up and over. Really take your right hand and press it into the ground and try to push the left rib cage away. And see if you can find your breath living in your left rib cage. 2 breaths right here. And then inhale, both arms come back, and then the left arm goes to the floor and the right arm reaches up and over. Same deal here. You can look forward if that's hurting the neck to look up, but if you'd like, look up underneath the armpit. Press the left hand into the ground and push the right rib cage out. Find the breath existing right here. 2 deep breaths into the right rib cage. Inhale, both arms up, and then take the hands behind the back. You can even walk the hands back a little bit if that feels good. Fingers can be tented or flat. Roll your shoulder blades back, and as you do so, try to lift your breastbone up and then drop the head back. Coming into our first heart opener of the practice. Take 2 breaths and try to let the breath exist in the front of the rib cage. And then bring the chin back to the chest, walk the hands forward, inhale the arms up and tuck the chin to the chest and take the hands down to the ground. Once the hands have landed on the ground, you can walk them forward, inch them away, and just feel that nice stretch for the back of the body. We've gone right and left and backwards. Now we're going forwards. Let the head and the neck hang heavy, and we'll take 2 breaths here into the back of the rib cage. Find your 2 deep breaths right here. And then slowly walk your hands towards you. The head and the neck will stack on the shoulders again. And then we get to move our spine in a twisting variation. So inhale, arms up, and then twist to the right. Right hand will come to the floor behind you, pretty close to the low back. Left hand is going to come on the right knee. Use an inhale to lengthen the spine, and exhale and twist. Really try to take the gaze over the right shoulder. 2 more, just like that. And then slowly release, head comes back to center. Inhale the arms up, and then exhale as you twist to the left. Left hand on the floor behind you, right hand on the left knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine, and exhale and twist, looking over the left shoulder. Take 2 more, just like that. And then slowly release the head back to center. Arms can just come back to the hands on the knees. We're going to make our way to tabletop. So if you like rolling over the ankles, you can do that. Myself in my knee brace, I'm just going to swing my legs out to the side and start to make my way into tabletop position. I didn't mention blankets, but if you have any sort of knee pain, you might take a blanket and put it underneath the knees, but we won't be here long. Coming into tabletop position, make sure your fingers are spread nice and wide on the mat. And I'm just going to turn a little bit so you can see my back. My back is nice and flat right now. We're going to go through a few cat and cows just to get the spine a little bit more warmed up. So on an inhale, really drop the belly down, lift the tailbone up and take the gaze up. Look up. This is cow pose. And then as you exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, draw the belly in and push up through the shoulders like an angry cat pose. Inhale, back to cow. Exhale, rounding to cat. Keep going and just try to find those deep breaths that we generated at the beginning of class and match the movement with the breath. And don't overthink if you're inhaling or exhaling at the right time. There's a little logic behind it, but in the big picture, it doesn't matter. Just find the breath and the movement together. Take 2 more full breath cycles here. And then we come back to a neutral spine. When you get into your neutral spine, really draw the belly in and up. Try to keep the core engaged and tuck your toes. We're going to come into downward dog. So you'll get there, tucking the toes, make sure fingers are spread wide, and then lift your hips up towards the ceiling. And I'm going to again turn so you can see. Put a little bend in your knees, and then really use your hands to press your chest back towards your legs, and then slowly work to lengthen the legs out. The heels may not touch the ground. Mine aren't. No big deal. And then once you're here, bend into one knee and let the other heel drop to the ground. And switch it out. And really just notice, how are your calf muscles feeling today? How are the hamstrings feeling today? Just a little walk out here. And then find some stillness. We're going to match some breath with movement again, really working to use our core. So on an inhale, roll forward to high plank. If you had to move your feet or your hands, keep them exactly where they are. And as you exhale, pull the hips up and back, downward dog. Try to make this motion come from your core. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Use the core, hips up and back. Downward dog, you can do it. Inhale, roll forward, high plank. Exhale, pull the hips up and back, downward dog. Nice slow breaths. This time, inhale, roll forward, high plank. I'm going to drop my knees, but you don't have to. You can keep the knees high, elbows close to the body, and as you exhale, lower all the way down to the ground. Once you get down, untuck your toes so the shoelace side of your toes is on the ground, and inhale, lift up, head, neck, and chest. Take the gaze up. Exhale, forehead back down, deep, full breath in. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, lower back down. One more cobra pose. Inhale, lift up, look up. Exhale, lower, right back down. Tuck the toes. You can use your knees for support. Draw the belly in and up and either come to a supported plank or push right on up to high plank. We meet in high plank. Use your core. Pull the hips up and back. Downward dog. And from your downward dog, take your gaze to your toes and slowly walk your hands to the back of the mat. And then once you get there, if you have a block, you might want to bring your block with you. We're going to find ourselves in a forward fold at the back of the mat. Let your hands hang heavy. Nod the head yes. Shake the head no. And then if you want a little more, you can grab opposite elbows. What that's going to do is add weight to the forward fold. And if it's too much, I'm going to turn sideways so you can see my knees are bent a fair amount. And if you're having pain here or your hamstrings are telling you an interesting story, bend your knees a little bit more, but keep the forward fold going. You can even add a little sway. One more breath right here. And then release the hands back down to the ground. I'm going to model with a block. You do not have to use a block, but if you are, place the block maybe at the medium level. Left hand is going to come on top of the floor or a block. Put a nice bend into the left knee and inhale, right arm up. Take the gaze up to the right thumb. Belly is drawing in and up. Start to get your core engagement here and push your hips out to the right. Stretching out the IT band, so a nice stretch all the way down the outside of the right leg. If it hurts the neck to look at the thumb, look straight ahead. And then slowly release. Take the right hand down to the floor or block directly underneath the nose. Nice bend in the right knee. Left leg is lengthened. Inhale, left arm up. Again, you can look up to the left thumb. You can look straight out. You could even look down, just depending on what the neck needs. Draw the belly in and up and energetically push the hips out to the left. Now we're getting that stretch all the way down the left IT band. It comes all the way down to the ankle. Last chance. Could you twist just a little deeper? Hold it. And then take the left hand down to the ground. If you used a block, you can just place it about midway up the mat so you can get it. And then we come into some halfway lifts. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can come to the shins. Pull the shoulders back and pull the heart through. Exhale, fold forward. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Draw the belly in. Back is flat. Exhale, fold forward. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Stay right here. Pull the shoulders down the back. Draw the belly in and up. See if you can bend your knees a lot. Reach the arms forward and lift the chest up. And I basically just tricked you into chair pose. So we're here starting to build some heat. I'll turn sideways so you can see. We've got to get the belly in and try to get the hips back. Pull the hips back and lift the chest up. If this is really hard on shoulders, hands can be at heart center. You're here. You've got this. Stay with me. And then when we come out, try to press through your heels. We're going to rise to standing super slow. Press through the heels. Invite the glutes to the party. Woo boy, all the way up to standing. Arms float down at your side. Beautiful work. So we're at the back of the mat, coming into warrior one. So step the right foot forward, not a giant step, just a natural step forward, and turn the left foot at a 45-degree angle. Suggestion here is that it's heel to heel alignment, but if you want to wiggle the foot out, if it feels more natural to have some space, that's fine. Inhale your arms up and see if you can bend a little deeper into the right knee. Press your left foot down really hard and then twist your chest to the right. The hips are going to follow. Draw the belly in and up. We're going to find our deep breaths again. Inhale, open the arms up and let the head drop back. Exhale, bring the palms together. Try to build resistance. Hands come together. Inhale, lift up, open back. Exhale, come forward, squeeze the palms together. Inhale, lift up, go back. Exhale, squeeze together. You've got 2 more. Build resistance. Inhale, open up. Exhale, palms together. Last one. Inhale, open up. Exhale, palms come together. Keep the palms together and draw them into your heart. And then you can, doesn't have to be fancy, tippy toe onto your left toes. So the left heel is up. Take your belly, draw it in and up. Lean the chest forward. You can inch your foot forward if you need to and see if you can lift the left leg up. Take your gaze to the ground so your neck is long, and you can stay here. If you'd like to make it more challenging, arms can come back. If you're like, I want more, reach the arms forward. All of that is available. I'm staying in the first position. Try to get your left leg a little longer. Press through your left heel and see if you can lift the quadricep up. And then try to lower the left hip. Are you here? Are you breathing? 2 more breaths. And then put a soft bend into the right knee and take the left foot to the back of the mat. Arms reach up, crescent lunge. So find a nice deep bend into the right knee and then slowly lower the hands down to the ground. We're going to stretch our left hip. Bend deeply into the right knee and let your left hip drift towards the mat. If you want to put the left knee down, you can, but we're not going to be here very long. See what it would feel like to have it be an engaged pose. Breathe into your left hip. 2 breaths right here. And then as you inhale, lengthen the right leg out. Don't change the distance of the feet. Here's where that old block can come in really handy. You can take it behind your right heel and place the hands on the block. Try to let your left heel drift to the earth. You can get a stretch for the left calf muscle. And if your right hamstring is really tight, bend your knee a little more. If your hamstring's like, I'm not feeling anything, lengthen the leg out and pull your toes towards your nose. Get a dorsiflexion of your right foot. Right here, breathing into the right hamstring, 2 breaths. Rebend into the right knee. You can take the block and just set it here if you think you're going to use it, or set it there. Hands come down, bend a little deeper, and then left hand to the floor. Inhale the right arm up. This is a revolved lunge. You can also place the left hand on a block if you want to bring the earth up to you. I'll model it with the block. You can also drop the left knee down. This might make it more accessible. Wherever you are, find your breath. 2 breaths. Take the right hand down. If the left knee went down, see if you can lift it up. Squeeze the inner thighs together. You have options coming up. You can have hands at heart center. You could have hands back. You could have hands forward. And we're going to rise up. Squeeze the inner thighs. Ooh, boy, get all the way up. And then arms reach up wherever you are as you slowly spin the left heel down. We're coming into warrior 2. So wiggle the left foot back. Maybe right foot forward. You want a nice long stance. This is longer than warrior 1. Once you get into your pose, make sure the right knee doesn't go past the ankle and the right toes are facing forward. Quickly, one of the most common mistakes in this pose is for the knee to bow inward. Try to make sure your knee lines up over your big toe and your second toe. And then take the gaze over the right fingertips and see if you can sink your hips to the earth. Warrior 2. This is Hatha Yoga, holding shapes and breathing deeply. Coming into extended side angle, right arm on the leg, left arm reaches beside the ear. Try to get the arm right beside the ear. And again, if it's all right with the neck, you look up. If it hurts, you can take the gaze forward. Press through your left foot and reach your left hand as far away as possible. One more breath here. And then take the left arm up. You can keep the right arm here or take the right arm down. So this is a variation of triangle. You could even have the hand on a block. So we're right here. Squeeze the inner thighs together and try to pull your shoulders away from each other. And then from here, block might come in handy. Lengthen the right leg out. Different expression of triangle pose. Still try to reach the shoulders in opposite directions. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other and push the hips forward. Find your breath, 2 breaths. And then like somebody was pulling on the left fingertips, rise back up, rebend into the right knee. We're going to do, the yoga instructors say this all the time, cartwheel your hands. It just means take one hand down and then the other around your right foot. Spin the left heel up. If the block was on the mat, move it out of the way. And we're going to come back to high plank. So swing the right leg back and find your high plank. You were thinking I might say something else. Nope. Find your high plank. I will say if high plank is difficult to maintain, drop the knees. So I'm modeling a supported plank. And just quickly from the side, this is not supported plank, and this is not supported plank. Belly is in, back is flat. You can have the feet up or the feet down. Find the breath here. 2 more breaths. You can do it. Everybody take a deep inhale, and then using knees or not, exhale, slowly lower all the way back down to the mat. Take your arms off the mat, tinting your fingers. I like to call it cupcake fingers. So like imagine you get one of those Gigi cupcakes with all the icing on top. You don't want to get the icing on your fingers. So the fingers are tinted, and watch out for elbows going backwards. Try to get the elbows straight up, forehead on the ground. Squeeze your inner thighs together and then inhale, lift up, head, neck, and chest. Try to roll the shoulders back. Exhale, fold forward. 2 more, just like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Last one. Inhale, lift up. Shoulders back. Exhale, lower down. Bring the hands back beside the rib cage. Make sure fingers are spread wide. Tuck the toes. Do you need to use your knees or not? Push up to either supported plank or high plank. And then just like we did at the beginning of class, make it come from the core. Use your core. Pull the hips up and back. Downward dog. From your downward dog, take your gaze to the toes and walk the hands to the back of the mat. When you get to the back of the mat, inhale, halfway lift, flat back, draw the belly in. Exhale, fold forward. 2 more. Inhale, halfway lift, really pull the shoulders back. Exhale, fold. Last one. Inhale, halfway lift, belly is in. Find a bend in the knees. Reach the arms forward and lift the chest up. This time you knew it was coming, right? So it wasn't a trick. So here we are in our second chair pose. Draw the belly in and up. See if you can sit a little bit lower. And then we're going to come into a twist. Bring the hands to heart center and take the left elbow on the outside of the right knee. My left knee wants to come forward. Try to pull the left knee back and then twist. Really use the contact of the left elbow on the right knee to twist. 1 more breath here. Come back to center. Right elbow, left knee. And now my right knee's peeking out. Try to pull the right knee back. Press the hands together and twist this direction. Taking the gaze up, if that's all right with the neck. 1 more breath. Slowly, hands come back to heart center. Arms reach up. Again, invite the glutes to the party. Press through your heels. Rise to standing. Go super duper slow. Arms come down. Beautiful work. Coming into the exact same flow on the other side. So now we'll step the left foot forward. Remember, it's not a giant step. It should be a comfortable step forward. Right foot turns at a 45-degree angle. And then bend pretty deeply into the left knee. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, pull the rib cage to the left. As you pull the chest and the rib cage to the left, the hips will follow. Really plant that right foot down and draw the belly in and up. Finding our flow. Inhale, cactus the arms and find a back bend. Exhale, bring the palms together. Really find resistance. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, crunch together. Inhale, open up. Exhale, crunch together. 2 more, guys. Inhale, open up. Exhale, crunch together. Last one. Inhale, open up. Exhale, come together. Palms stay together. Thumbs to the breastbone. And then just find yourself on your right toes. Get there however you can. Ooh, I'm a little wobbly. All right. So find this engagement here. Belly has got to be engaged. Try to pull your belly button towards your spine and then up towards the rib cage. Lean the chest forward, and can you launch off from right there? So hands can be here, here, or here. Find your pose. What are you going to challenge yourself to do this Friday morning? Find your breath. Right hip down, 2 more breaths. Bending into the left knee, nice and slowly, take the right foot to the back of the mat. Inhale the arms up, and then we're going to slowly open up to, oh no, we're not. No, sorry, we're going to take the hands down to the ground. Yep, so we're here in this high lunge with our fingertips on the ground. Bend deeply into the right knee. Left knee, let the right hip drift towards the earth. Again, the knee can come down if you want, but we're only here for 2 deep breaths. Find your deep breaths right here. On that next inhale, lengthen the left leg out. Try to let the right heel drift towards the mat so you get a bonus calf muscle stretch. Remember, the block can be used. I'm modeling using my block. Bend in the knee if the hamstring's really tight, flexing the toes towards the nose if you want a deeper stretch. Find this stretch. See if you can pull your left hip backwards and your right hip forwards just to square the hips a little bit more. 2 breaths right here. Rebend into the right knee. Remember, the block can be handy. You might place it over to the right-hand side of the mat, or you could put it underneath the right hand. Right hand to the floor, really close to the left foot. Inhale the left arm up. Revolved lunge. Remember, right knee can come down. You could take a low revolved lunge. Find your pose and breathe. Slowly take the left hand down, and remember, you can come from here, here, or here, but make it be work. I'm going to take the arms back this time. Squeeze the inner thighs together and lift up. Come all the way up. If it's shaky, that's okay. Inhale the arms up, and now we spin the right heel down. So coming into your warrior 2, you might find that you need to lengthen it out even more. Deep bend into the left knee. Arms are to a T. Make sure you're not leaning forward. Shoulders go over the hips. Deep bend. Holding it here. Coming into extended side angle, left arm on the leg, right arm reaches to the front. We're going to spin the right rib cage up. Reach the right arm up and take the left hand down, bending deeply. And then slowly lengthen the left leg out. block might come in handy. So we had variation 1 of triangle coming into variation 2. Squeeze the inner thighs together. And then like somebody's pulling on the fingertips, rise up, rebend into the right knee, cartwheel the hands down, spin the right toes to the ceiling, or right heel to the ceiling, and then swing back, high plank, hold it for 2 breaths because you can. And then drop to the knees. We're just gonna come onto our back. So take your time coming onto your back. When you get onto your back, extend the left leg long and pull the right knee into the chest. Give it a nice squeeze. And then use the left hand and take the knee across the body. Reach the right arm out. Take the gaze over the right shoulder. And instead of having your deep breath now, try to let the breath return to its natural rhythm. Slowly come back to center. Pull the right knee into the chest. One more squeeze. Let the right leg go long. Pull the left knee into the chest. Give it a nice squeeze. Really squeeze it in. And then take the right hand on the left knee. Left arm comes out. And find your supine twist the other direction. So the knee goes to the right and the gaze goes to the left. The breath is slowly calming down. Slowly bring the left knee back in. Pull the knee into the chest and then extend the left leg long. Maybe take your legs a little wider. Take your arms as wide as you would like. We're coming into our final resting pose. We're going to be here for a full minute. So take your time getting this established and then scan from head to toe. Where can you soften? Where can you relax just a little bit more? And if the mind pops online, come back to your breath as it naturally occurs. And if the body says, wipe my sweat, scratch this itch, move this clothing, just ignore it. Come back to the breath. Stillness of the body, stillness of the mind. Start to deepen your inhales and your exhales. Start to find some movement in the body. It might be rolling wrists and ankles, wiggling fingers and toes. Just kind of wake the body back up. And then place the bottoms of the feet on the ground and use your right arm and roll over to the right side in the fetal position. I'm just going to kind of turn a little bit here. And pause here for gratitude. So you have a lot of things in your life to be grateful for. I encourage you to pick one person, one place, one thing, and send out some energy of gratitude to that person, place, or thing. And then taking your time, use your hands and push yourself up to a seated position. So it doesn't matter, whatever seated position you want. We bring the hands together, draw the thumbs into the breastbone. And I know a lot of you know what it means, but just in case we've got some new folks and you're like, I hear it said all the time, namaste. Here is a pretty direct translation. When the light in you is shining brightly and the light in me is shining brightly, we are better able to see each other's light and know that it is the very same light. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to TRIMco for making this possible. And I hope that you just have a fabulous, fabulous Friday. Thanks again, guys.